The secret of Aloha Bay candle aromatherapy. Imagine traveling back in time, or perhaps walking into a virgin rainforest on a remote island. You just slip away from the tourists and go deeper into the woods or jungle. You are surrounded by the scents of living plants, the warm freshness of the air, birdsong, the sounds and spray from a waterfall. In a real sense, this is what happens whenever you become involved with essential oils. They are an ancient source of inspiration and very directly get us in touch with our roots. There is a wealth of fragrance found in nature, pure flowers and plant essences with the power to revive, soothe, heal, and protect. And with essential oils, you can duplicate these scents and experiences in your own environment. Essential oils are representatives of the plant world that can help us communicate with our inherent nature. These aspects of our innate being have been lost or pushed out of consciousness by the stress of the daily grind, or nearly erased in our social sensory experience, and masked by the flood of desensitizing synthetic scents. For many of us steeped in aromas, essential oils and natural blends represent a relatively safe way of stirring up our own psyches, of getting back in touch with our most fundamental senses. I like to travel and discover how indigenous cultures use fragrances in their social, spiritual, and magical rituals. It's also unsettling sometimes to observe how unnaturally desensitized I am to nature, how bodily disassociated I am from plants, life force, and healing, how my senses of smell and touch have diminished, and how detuned I've become to natural processes. Often when I'm working with oils, a familiar smell will transport me for a moment to the place where I first or last experienced it. Green oak moss absolutely reminds me that I need to get back to Trinidad in Northern California, where I walk in the redwoods and ferns near the ocean. Night jasmine reminds me of the 8 years I spent in Fiji. Ylang-ylang reminds me of the years treasure hunting in the Philippines. Patchouli, of the last conversation I had with Pranato, the manager of our factory, who made his own distillery in Nang, Java. Bulgarian rose, of sitting on my grandmother's lap on her porch being rocked to sleep. And my favorite, gardenia, of the first birthday party I was invited to. Individual responses to specific smells vary. Sometimes when I'm working on a blend for someone I know well, I can almost feel what it is they're looking for. It's a kind of tugging at the back of my mind that says, go ahead, add a little more Roman chamomile for Ross. It will help relieve some of the pressure he's always under. In my experience, the chamomiles always help me to let go a little, to feel I've done all I can, and stop beating myself over the head, and gladly accept the help others are offering. The key to sensing the psychological and emotional effect of any of the oils lies in allowing their energetic influence to touch you via your sophisticated yet primitive olfactory sense just for a moment at the deeper place in your mind. Like wines, essential oils resonate with places in your body and psyche. Some of us explore all the aromatherapy paths and use our own body minds like an alchemical lab to see how we respond. We are in love and maybe even a little addicted to wafting aromas that initiate simultaneous processes and powerful synergies that include a reconnection with nature, a stirring of emotions, physical amusements, and perhaps even a change in consciousness. Your sense of smell will improve through working with essential oils over time. It is the same talent you develop in cooking or tasting good wines. If my dog could talk, he would confirm that everyone has their own distinct odor, a chemical signature, and specific preferences. The other day, walking with him in the woods near my house, I had an inspiration for a new fragrance I had been struggling with. Somehow, thinking about the person in this quiet, tree-covered place, I could smell her and knew exactly what her blend needed to be. She loves to hike and bike off-road, but she requested a citrus blend. I imagined her out walking with us and added just a touch of black spruce and the slightest amount of fir. She loved that blend. Many other factors can play a role in the development of fragrances. For example, one of our distillers insists on using a copper distiller and always points out the importance of having the tubing make 3 complete circles. Another friend has his whole family offer a Hindu prayer ceremony before beginning each distillation. John, in France, listens to classical music. Does any of this make for better quality oil? Certainly they believe so, and every batch from all of them is excellent. I refrain from the practice of using alcohol in blends. In our experience, it tends to change the nose of the oil dramatically. Also, there is a great deal of concern amongst the more esoteric or alchemical perfumers that alcohol kills or takes the life out of the blend. We believe that to get the greatest experience from a perfume or elixir, you need to allow it to sink into your skin and mingle with your own unique chemistry. Alcohol tends to make it lift off your skin. To take the next alchemical leap and to acknowledge the existence of auras, energy fields, chakras, unseen Ayurvedic doshas, and Chinese qi and meridians, well, that's for you to feel into. The notion that there is an underlying energy that animates your body-mind is not so far-fetched if you realize your body and nervous system is one big electrical field. The expansion and contraction that pumps your blood and fluids is generated by two oppositely charged ions that cause electrons to flow through the fibrous bands that permeate your body. The most exciting audio session I'll be offering is helping you create your own signature chakra energy balancing blend. I have a quiz which I've found to be a reliable way to identify your chakra type. I'll guide you through an intuitive and rational approach, relying on your native sense of what you're attracted to, the perfumes and scents you wear, and in discovering something about your basic constitutional typing to help you tune into your basic psychological and emotional needs. I believe the true rewards of pure essential aromas are discovered in a gradual change of lifestyle, in which your own health can be supported by what smells you choose to live with and breathe, just as you might support your physical emotional needs by choosing to eat organic foods, taking vitamins, or finding a way to enjoy regular exercise, yoga, or meditation. You can establish a special space in your home full of plants like an arboretum or outdoor botanical garden specializing in the cultivation and display of trees, shrubs, and flowers you love. When I was growing different varieties of gardenias, I noticed that when I turned off the fan, the sense of stillness in the room and aromas were instantly more potent. So when I read a suggestion to blend when the air was still, I dedicated a room in my home as the perfume studio, installed a commercial air purifier, ozone or odor eliminator, and ion generator machine. I visited nurseries and collected the largest 10 best air purifying indoor plants. Did it have an influence on creating essential oil blends? All I can say is that I enjoy it so much and spend so much more time creating natural aromas and perfumes there. The proof will be in your smelling them. You'll have to email me if you enjoy the new prayerful essential oil blends we launch in 2026. Instead of an arboretum, you could create a spa area with a soaking tub and set up a diffuser and experiment with dozens of exotic, earthy, spicy, floral, and woody essential oil notes. You could get an aromatherapy massage, or create your own signature essential scent, or light an Aloha Bay 100% essential oil candle. I love this quote from Medical Aromatherapy Healing with Essential Oils by Kurt Schnaubelt, Ph.D., Director of Pacific Institute of Aromatherapy. Aromatherapy can initiate the first steps on a journey that will ultimately lead to becoming a master of one's own health. So, I invite you to go on an aroma-full, alchemical adventure. If you use common sense and most of all rely on your intuition, then your safe travel is assured. I promise you will enjoy taking more control over your indoor air quality and creating your own new scent world.